Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Sorry I wasn't able to upload recently. Been pretty busy with tests, papers, quizzes, homework, such. So today I've decided to compile a list of all of Sergio Leone's films and rank them as best I can. So we're gonna count just all of his directorial films, which is seven, including the one that most people wouldn't include. So, so Sergio Leone he's kind of the founder of spaghetti western. He popularized the genre, right? He kind of redefined what western is from all of the movies from the era before. He reclassified all these to kind of his own thing, and then I don't think anybody's been able to do westerns the same to the caliber he was doing them at. But yeah, so that's my opinion on him. I think he's a great director. I think he's probably up there with top 20, possibly something along the lines of that. So yeah, we're gonna start with number seven, which I'm gonna give The Colossus of Rhodes. So I'm gonna read it out first. While on holiday in Rhodes, Athenian war hero Darius becomes involved in two different kinds of plots to overthrow the tyrannical king. One from Rhodian patriots and the other from sinister Phoenician agents. So yeah, this movie, it's his first film. I'm not gonna dwell on this for too long. It's completely awful. It's Sword and Sandal. I don't know why anybody would even attempt to make that kind of film or be as daring as to try to make it as their first film. So we're just gonna skim through that. That film is complete garbage. I wouldn't even count it towards, like, I wouldn't hit him against it. So number six, this may come as a surprise actually, because a few people I know are saying they like this more than the one following after it, but I disagree. Oh, also, this list has one very controversial take, like a very, very super controversial, you'll see. It's gonna be a surprise. It's not like gonna be an obvious one, trust. Okay, so anyway, number six, A Fistful of Dollars. So this is the first in the Dollars trilogy, and I think this one was it was a little stuck. Like all the pieces weren't glued together, and it seemed like it was missing something. And I think the characters weren't that strong in kind of the story. But again, it's still a great one. I mean, the score is amazing. I mean, he does. You can't go wrong with the music in the Dollars trilogy. That's probably what it's most popular for. And yeah, so this one, uh, it's relatively well shot. I think it's just the story lacks a little substance and there wasn't much to care for in my opinion, but I'd still give this one a 7.3 out of 10. Further one would just completely scrap, give it like a 2 or something. Okay, so moving on to number five. Apologies for the noise outside. Number five, we're gonna go with Duck, You Sucker, or A Fistful of Dynamite, I believe that's what it's called. So people kind of put this with the trilogy of um the um, the Once Upon a Time, because this is Once Upon a Time in something. I think France renamed it, so people kind of put this Once Upon a Time in America and Once Upon a Time in the West in the same kind of trilogy. I'm not sure if it actually is. I'd have to do research, but anyway, I gotta read this. At the beginning of the 1913 Mexican Revolution, greedy bandit Juan Miranda and idealist John H. Mallory, an Irish Republic Army explosives expert, on the lam from the British, fallen with a band of revolutionaries plotting to strike a national bank, when it turns out that the government has been using the bank as a hiding place for illegally detained political prisoners who are freed by the blast. Miranda becomes a revolutionary war hero against his will. So yeah, this one I think I like I like political. I like when films add kind of the political side. I'm into that, but it just kind of fell off in the second half. It kind of I don't want to say got bored because my attention span is actually good, and it just kind of ran off. I don't know. It was it felt like two totally different movies. With Sergio Leone, you're always gonna get that hint of comedy, and the first half of this was hilarious. Um, the Juan, the character, hilarious. He's kind of like a bandit. He has no filter whatsoever. And the other guy, he links up John Mallory, the Irish guy. He kind of I'm actually I'm not going to spoil it or go too far into it, but you should definitely watch it. You heard the plots. Yeah, that is, and I'd give this 7.6. Okay, yeah. So moving on to number four. This is going to come as a shock. Please don't get mad. This is my opinion. Maybe I definitely need to give it a rewatch. I know I will. I know. This is gonna sound bad. Okay, number number four. I have Once Upon a Time in the West. So yeah, that was my this and the next one are, I guess, both controversial placements. And my number one could be seen as controversial, but it's whatever. So as the railroad builders advance unstoppably through the Arizona desert on their way to the sea, Jill arrives in the small town of Flagstone with the intention of starting a new life. So it's kind of vague. You can't really say what this movie's about. There's so much going on. There's almost too much to process, which is kind of why I was a little overwhelmed and underwhelmed at the same time because I went into this expecting this to be one of the greatest movies I've ever seen, and I left with it like again, it's a beautiful movie. The hanging scene, crazy. Henry Fonda, great acting. You wouldn't expect him to be shooting a youngin, should I say? Which is crazy because he's been doing those movies. I also loved him in the Fartman. Love that movie. So yeah, I'd give this an 8, but this is I think a bad take for me. I think I need to rewatch this. I'm not gonna force myself to like it if I don't like it because yeah, movies are subjective, of course. Subjective. Okay, moving on to number three. This is also controversial. For a few dollars more, two bounty hunters both pursue the brutal and sadistic bandit El Ladino, who has a large bounty on his head. So compared to the first one, A Fistful of Dollars. Oh, this is number three, by the way. I feel as if the characters were much more thought out. Leone was able to actually kind of put these characters down on a piece of paper, and you read it and you can see the personality before you even watch the film, which is the dynamic between the main characters, Clint Eastwood and what's his name, Lee Van Cleef. I love them both in any western, and I do love how Leone recasts most of his cast in these three films. It's very interesting. I think it adds some more personality and something distinct about it. So yeah, I like this one a lot more than the first one. I think everything was better. The music was better. It was filmed better. Cinematography was better. The story was better. The characters were well written this time. And I love the dynamic between the two. So yeah, I'd give this one maybe a 8.8. I love this one. Big jump up. Okay, so number two, these are the heavy hitters. These are the 5 stars in my opinion. So just to preface, so on Letterboxd I give a 5 star to a movie I believe is 9.5 to 10 out of 10. I wouldn't give either of these movies a perfect 10, but they're very close. So number two, this may come as a surprise. If you know his movies, you know what I'm going to put number one after this. So number two, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Okay, while the Civil War rages on between the Union and the Confederacy, three men, a quiet loner, ruthless hitman, and a Mexican bandit, combed the American Southwest in search of a strong box containing 200,000 in stolen gold. So yeah, you kind of see this, and you see how the three different characters string together, and they're able to bounce off of each other. What was the guy's name? Tuco. That's right, Tuco. He's a very interesting personality, and he's kind of like Clint Eastwood's friend, Clint Eastwood's character's friend at the beginning. I think he's called Blondie. Yeah, that's his name. They just call him Blondie. He's his friend, and they keep like getting into worse situations, and Tuco somehow manages to get out of them, and kind of vice versa. And then Lee Van Cleef again recasted, also has an interesting role. I think he was kind of in the shadows though. Tuco definitely stole this one. Best performance from what's his name? Eli Wallach. So yeah, that one was great. Also good, some very funny, kind of hidden layer of comedy in here again. Just kind of what you'll see throughout Sergio Leone's films. This film is cinematography is amazing. In particular, I think the last shot above the grave. Okay, I'm not gonna spoil. Above the grave site when they found the box when they're searching for the box and they kind of come to an end to their journey. I think that shot was is probably one of my favorite stills in cinema. So yeah, we're gonna go with this number two, and I'm going to give it a say 9.7. Yeah, so this is a 5. I'd also give the other one 9.7, just barely edges now. Oh, also the score in this is iconic. Everybody knows that. Okay, so number one is Once Upon a Time in America, if you didn't already see it coming. Former Prohibition-era Jewish gangster turns to the Lower East Side of Manhattan over 30 years later, where he once again must confront the ghosts and regret of his old life. So this is a huge film. This is how long is this? I think it's maybe over. Is it 4 hours? 180? No, it's not quite 4 hours. 4 hours. It's a little short under 4 hours. So yeah, this is it's an epic. It's a long kind of life story narration with De Niro and James Woods, who I think James Woods actually gives a good performance, even though I don't like him in real life. Um, I think is yeah Jennifer Connelly, Joe Pesci. Yes, he's in it. Okay. So yeah, this one's amazing. I love how it's just again, it's so complex because you can't say what it's about. It's kind of just about life as a kid and then growing up. It's just about life. It's about life of people in this specific era, the Prohibition era. And you kind of see it's very grueling and graphic though, so if you're squeamish, do not watch this for sure. But we kind of see De Niro and James Woods kind of grow up and then I think his name is Noodles, excuse me. Yeah, and then Max, okay. Again, the shot of the Manhattan Bridge is stunning. That one's still when they're kind of in between the two buildings, and then you can see the bridge right there in between. It's, again, one of my favorites, probably in the top 10. So, yeah, that's my list. And let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys would rate these and drop directors in the comment section below that I should do next. Slowly chipping away at multiple, but maybe I'll get one done soon. So thank you for tuning in. Peace out.